Hello guys and welcome back to Excel Chair Academy. So myself Dr. Ruby Joshi and today we are going to do lecture 8 as part of the Cooper summary series from the chapter cell signaling. So till now we have discussed so many different pathways like MAP kinase, Janus kinase pathway, JAK-STAT pathway, बहुत सारे pathway हम कर चुके हैं. So now we are still 2-3 more pathways are there which we are supposed to learn, and believe me guys, questions from Part C section always comes from these pathways. Okay, so let's study these pathways and later we are going to do the MCQs also, which are like from the CSAR part. And MCQs से directly ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको सीधा मैं बता दूंगी कौन सा option सही है. We are going to discuss all the 4 options and that's how you should learn your MCQs. Okay, so coming back to the lecture. So today we are going to discuss about the mTOR pathway. So this pathway is actually central regulator for cell growth, which couples the control of protein synthesis, which is when the growth factors, nutrition and the energy is available. So in short, मतलब क्या हुआ? Whenever आपके पास, whenever you have got the enough good growth factors, nutrition and the energy, then only the protein synthesis is being happening. Okay, and that's when the mTOR pathway is getting channelized. Now, this is accomplished via the regulation of mTOR pathways by multiple signals, including PI3 kinase and AKT pathway. This we have learned in the previous lecture. So they exist in 2 distinct complexes in cells. As we know, mTORC2 is one of the protein kinases that phosphorylates and activates AKT. ठीक है, तो ये हमने पिछले लेक्चर में पढ़ा है कि mTORC2 कैसे आपका एक्टिवेट करता है AKT and then how once it gets phosphorylated it enters the nucleus. Okay, this is just to summarize like what we have discussed in the previous chapter, previous lecture. So once a growth factor comes and binds to the receptor, it autophosphorylates after dimerization. Then your PI3 kinase, the enzyme, gets activated by binding to the SH2 domain to the tyrosine kinase domain over here, and then it is going to activate your PIP2 to PIP3. यानी कि एक phosphate group यहाँ add किया है, ठीक है? To this your mTORC2 binds. Now mTORC2 is going to phosphorylate AKT. ठीक है? Now AKT has got the pH domain by which it is bind to the PIP3. Now once the AKT is phosphorylated, so then it will carry out the required gene expression. ठीक है? Now in this mTOR pathway, we are going to talk about the mTORC1 complex. Okay, so which is activated downstream of AKT. So अभी क्या था? mTORC2 is actually present upstream to AKT, but now in this mTOR pathway it is present downstream, यानी कि उसके नीचे आएगा. Okay, and it is going to functions in order to regulate the protein synthesis. So this is the mTOR pathway. Okay, so mTOR, it is going to inhibit the TAC, leading to activation of the GTP binding protein Reb and mTORC1, which is in response to the growth factor. So if you see in the figure, okay, as I always say, study with the figure only, with the help of the figure. So once the growth factor comes, it binds to the receptor tyrosine kinase and it dimerizes. Okay, so after dimerizes, what is happening over here? You can see that the TSC, that is AKT, अगर ये pathway follow हुआ है, that is your mTORC2 pathway, AKT is going to inhibit the TSC. ठीक है? So what will happen? TSC will inhibit the action of the Reb. Now in contrast, if suppose I talk about this low energy case, ठीक है? So in contrast, AMPK, it is going to activate the TSC, leading to inhibition of the Reb and mTORC1 if cellular energy are depleted, यानी कि आपके पास low energy है, ठीक है? It is also inhibited by the amino acid starvation. So ये condition होगी जब आपके पास कोई भी nutrition नहीं है, energy नहीं है, growth factor भी नहीं है, ठीक है? Now when it is active, okay, when it is active, mTORC1, it is going to stimulate the translation by the phosphorylating S6 kinase. Okay, and by phosphorylating the EIF4E, X6 kinase EI4E binding protein, now relieving inhibition or translation initiation factor. तो ये क्या है? Actually आपका E stands for eukaryotic initiation factor. ठीक है? So that is the nomenclature over here. Now what will happen is that, and of course it also inhibits the autophagy. So अभी हम एक बार pathway अपने दोबारा देख लेते हैं कैसे इसमें किया गया है. So once you have this thing, AMPK, it is going to activate the TAC, it inhibits the REP. Finally, what happens when there is a low energy, low amino acids, autophagy, everything is there. Your mTOR C1 is going to activate S6 kinase, ठीक है, जो आपका phosphorylate करेगा ribosomal X6, and then you have got these and then we have got the eukaryotic initiation factors. Okay, so by phosphorylating these also, the initiation factor is actually being activated. Okay, the inhibition has been removed. And one more thing, what you can remember is that it also inhibits the autophagy. Okay. Okay, so mTOR C1, it is regulated by the RAS-related GTP binding protein, that is your REB, okay, which in turn is regulated by GTPase activating protein TAC. So आपको ये याद रखना है, like we have got the gap. In the same way, we have got the here. In this case, it is the TAC. Now, AKT phosphorylates and inhibits TAC, leading to activation of the mTOR C1 in response to the growth factor. So which we have seen over here. ठीक है? तो AKT ने क्या किया? TAC को block किया. Okay. And then in addition, it is also regulated by another protein called the AMP activated kinase, that is AMPK over here. So whenever low energy is there, it is going to activate the TAC. Okay. Now, AMP can sense the energy state of the cell and it is activated by high ratio of AMP to ATP. इसका मतलब क्या? AMP when it is high, it means you don't have energy and you need it. Okay. Now under these conditions, AMPK phosphorylates and activate the TAC, leading to inhibition of C1 when cellular energy stores are depleted. Now it is also regulated by the availability of amino acids which are required for mTOR C1 activity. So if you see the figure over here, we see that if suppose the amino acids are low, that time this will get inhibited. Okay. Now mTOR C1, it phosphorylates actually two well-characterized targets. So just now we have discussed those are S6 kinase and your EIF4E binding protein. So S6 kinase, it controls the translation by phosphorylating the ribosomal protein S6 and the other proteins which are involved in the translation regulation. Okay. So अगर आप यहाँ पे देखेंगे कि it's like even though we talk about the mTOR pathway, we can see that so many other things are also involved. कहाँ से ट्रांसलेशन रेगुलेशन भी आ रहा है, आपका ट्रांसक्रिप्शनल रेगुलेशन भी आता है, राइट? एंड the another protein is the EIF, that is your initiation factor 4E binding protein, which again controls the translation by interacting with the initiation factor. And this initiation factor, so once when we are done with the translation chapter, you will see that this factor actually binds to the 5' cap of the mRNAs. Okay? Now, how to regulate this? So if you see in this figure, so this is the 5' cap of the mRNA, right? And you can see how beautifully it is actually covering. Okay, so EIF4E, it is binding over here. To this, you have got the binding protein. Okay, so now we have to regulate this. So whenever there is a growth factor deprivation, it is going to block and there will be no further interaction. Now, once the growth factor stimulation is there, what will happen? The binding protein gets phosphorylated. And once it is phosphorylated, what will happen? It will dissociate from the initiation factor and the other initiation factors like 4G, 4A, 4B will come and occupy the binding sites. And once everything has been done, what you can see over here is that the translation initiation process is going to proceed now. Okay, so this is how the EIF4E protein is being, or the initiation factor is being regulated. Now, so yeah, so in the absence of the mTOR C1 signaling, the non-phosphorylated 4EBP1, it binds to its initiation factor and it is going to inhibit the translation. यानी कि translation आगे नहीं होगा, ठीक है? Once it gets phosphorylated, it leaves the protein, it leaves the initiation factor, and finally the translation proceeds. Okay. Now, in addition to stimulating protein synthesis, it also inhibits the degradation of cellular proteins by regulating autophagy. So we know that autophagy is what? It is the degradation of cellular constituents by uptake into lysosomes. So when cells are starved of nutrients, like उसके पास energy नहीं है, amino acids नहीं है, so mTOR C1 activity आपकी decrease हो जाएगी. So once it is decreased, it is going to stimulate autophagy and allow the cells to degrade the non-essential proteins, and so that whatever the amino acids are released, that will be reutilized. Okay. So with this, I would like to end my lecture, and the takeaway message is that, so please go through the pathway of the mTOR pathway, study the figure, and you will see that whenever there is low energy, low amino acids, how beautifully this mTOR C1 is regulating the entire process. Okay. So I hope you understood the lecture. If not, please watch the video once again. And if any doubts are there, please let me know through your comments. So thank you guys for listening. If you like the video, please smash that like button and share with your friend circle. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe it, so that you can get all the latest upcoming summary series. Okay, so all the suggestions, comments are appreciated. And if you are not what to say, if you are not able to write into the comment section, then you can personally mail me to excelsioracademy1228@gmail.com. So till then, take care guys.